All right, peace, people. Let's do another one. This is the part 4 of the UCC-1 step-by-step, and the final step for this form, this application. We did the collateral box, we did the driver's license, the all assets, security agreement, birth certificate, driver's license. That will be the above information here. This is not actual real information. It is to give you a template for you to know how to structure this. Okay, so the very first thing that you put, you all put all assets. You put all assets. All right, because it's pertaining to all of your assets. All the assets that's under that name is being leaned up. So the very first thing that you put is all assets. It covers everything. Then you be more specific. You're going to go into more specificity. And you mention the security agreement, and you have your number for your security agreement, your initials, and then a number of digits after that. If you got 3 initials, first, middle, last name, then it would be 12 additional numbers, because it should be 15 characters in total. And as the example that we have here, if you got 2 initials, then it will be 13 numbers afterwards. Okay, you can use birth dates, you can use holidays, whatever's going to help you remember that number. It's the number that you create for your security agreement. That is going to be the actual number for and on your security agreement. Okay, that number should never ever change. It should always be the same on your security agreement. So when you create it, make sure you're able to memorize it and know it. Okay, continuing. Birth certificate, do not put the social security number in there. Driver's license, high school diploma, GED. The GED has a number on it. High school diplomas have numbers on them. PhDs, they have numbers on them. Your MD, any type of certificate or license that you have. If you got port licenses, all right, like for if you're working in those shipping and receiving ports down on the water, you know what I'm saying, or at the airports, if they give you any kind of certificate or you need a license for anything, then you're going to put that in there along with its number. So the name of the certificate and then the number. All right. Driver's license obviously is mentioned, and then we write all administrative proceedings regarding all styles and derivatives of the name, and then you put your name the same way that they have it on your driver's license, or if you got a court case, the way that they wrote it on the court case, and you simply put that in there. Okay, and that would cover all the different styles, which is whether they put it upper lowercase, all uppercase, or lowercase. It doesn't matter. The style covers that. Style is when they're writing it in a all uppercase or lowercase, upper lowercase, whatever. That's called the style. Derivatives are the way in which they write it. For an example, they may do your first initial, then your middle name, then your last name, or they may flip it any kind of way. First name, middle initial, last name, first name, middle name, and last initial. So that will be the derivatives. All right. So we're covering all of that because all those administrative proceedings, as we mentioned in the last video, are financial in nature, and that's why it's allowed. This sentence is allowed to be inside of this collateral box, because this sentence is specifically talking about a financial or a commercial or a transactional incident. Okay, all right. As opposed to writing in this section, this will cover such and such jurisdiction on such. Jurisdiction is not money. Jurisdiction is not money. That's why you don't mention jurisdiction in this section. This section is pure. It's a receipt. So you have to treat it like a receipt. Only put the things in this box that are financial in nature. Jurisdiction is not a financial matter. Okay? All right. And we finish it, the collateral section, because it's a receipt. And every receipt has its grand total at the bottom, articulating what everything that has been listed is worth. And here at the bottom, you put value. And then you put a nice big exuberant amount, because that's what your estate is worth. And if you say that your estate is worth pennies, then your estate will be worth pennies, and everybody will be pillaging your estate. So you want to put a very big number that would be not likely for them to reach. Okay. Now we're going into the alternative designation. And the alternative designation would be the conclusion of this process. And let us read it. Alternative designation. If you wish to use alternate terms for the debtor and secured party. That's what this section is about. It's about using, if you don't want to call the person the debtor and you don't want to call the secured party, there are other terms that you can use to call them by. Okay? So it tells you to check the appropriate box below. I'm going to expand this a little bit so we can get a better view. All right, and these, number 6, are the selections for those terms. Oops, let me do it one more time. All right. So, number 6, and the choices are lessee, lessor, no one's leasing anything. Consignee, consignor, now that could be a possibility, but that's not what we're choosing at this point. Bailee, bailor, right? So the issue of someone needing to be bonded or bailed out of something. Seller, buyer, okay? The all caps name is not selling anything to the secured party, and nor is the secured party buying anything from the debtor. This is a matter of the debtor receiving services from the secured party, and the secured party is then given these items that are in the collateral box as a security to make sure that the secured party, right, because you have these securities now, you now become a secured party. You're a secured party because you have securities. So the debtor is providing these items in the collateral box to offset or to hold in place the right to receive the things that the secured party has given them, the services. Okay, and these things are put in place in order to let the secured party know, hey, listen, I have these items, and if I don't pay you back, then you can take these items, sell, trade, or do whatever you want with them. They're equal to the value of the amount of services or monies, if it was monies that the secured party gave. They're equal in value to that, and you can then trade or sell or do whatever you want with these things in order to recoup your losses from providing me those services or giving me that money or whatever it was that the secured party did to the debtor. So in this regard, it's going to be a matter of bailee, bailor. Bailee, bailor. Next section, check only, if applicable. The debtor is, what is the debtor? We already mentioned it up top what the debtor is. The debtor is a trust. All right? The debtor is not a trustee acting with respects to property held in trust. That's not what the debtor is. The all caps name is a trust. Or you can also choose the debtor as being a decedent's estate, because that's the way that they have it with the all caps name. It's a decedent estate. So you can click that also if you want to click. You can only pick one over here though. All right. But when we do it, I'm saying that the debtor is in fact a trust. So the debtor is a trust in this regard. If you do it, and there's another reason why you would need to put it down as a decedent's estate. For an example, you can use that for a court case as well. You know what I'm saying? But you would have to change it up top as well. You would have to go up top to section 1, to Debtor 1 section, and change it where it says organization, type of organization. You would have to put decedent estate. Okay? All right, so continuing on to number 8. Number 8, check only if applicable. Now, okay, so transmitting utility. In other words, a pass-through. The debtor is a pass-through. So, transmitting utility, you can click on transmitting utility. When you click anything here other than the last choice, and we'll get to it in a second, anything here other than the last choice in this last row, I'll just slide over and let you take a look at it, where it says non-UCC filing. Anything else that you click will put this document on the public record. It will put what you're putting, this information that you have on this UCC-1. If you click anything other than non-UCC filing, everything else would put this document in the public. Anybody can go online. If they got the secured party number, they can find it. If they have the names, they can find it to the end of it. Okay? We're going to click on transmitting utility. Okay, and that will keep this document in the public record. So now, for an example, if you're going to court and you got a situation going on in court and you want to lien up the court case, you would also in the collateral box, you would put docket number, full colon, just like everything else. That you will put docket number, full colon, and then you will put the court case, the docket numbers there. So you're putting a lien on those docket numbers. Okay. Now, if you want the judge and the prosecutor to be able to easily go online and see that, yes, this lien is real, it's really filed, it's registered with the Secretary of State, and the lien is official, then it will be on the public record, and they'll easily be able to access it and find out that, yes, there's a lien put on this court case, and they won't be able to make any money off of it. Okay, so you would do transmitting utility. Manufactured home, it's not a manufactured home. Public finance, that will be in the case of like a vehicle or something like that. Agricultural lien, which is the highest lien that you could put on anything. All right, Department of Agriculture runs everything. Every department is under the Department of Agriculture. Agriculture, land, dealing with the land. Okay, all right, so non-UCC filing is when you do this application and you do not want the information that's in this application to be put on the public record. No one will be able to access this application if you click on non-UCC filing. So it will be purely on a need-to-know basis. It would purely be on a need-to-know basis. And this is why I tell individuals who do this with me, I tell them, once we've gotten down to this section, you clicked everything, you picked each one of the sections down here, 6, 7, and 8, take a screenshot before pressing the file button. You screenshot all of the information that you just put on this application, all right? And there's a number of reasons why you do that. One is because once you click on non-UCC filing and then you click the button file at the bottom and they file it, this application will totally disappear. It will not exist on any public record. They can have your name, they can have your secured party number, and they still will not be able to access this application because it's a non-UCC filing. UCC is public, it is commercial, it is in the public. Okay, so when you click on non-UCC filing, you're showing that this transaction between you and the all caps name, you and that estate, is private in nature. It's private in nature. No one has access to it except who you provide documentation from yourself to them, because it will not be on the public record. So you take a screenshot of this and you'll have the information, and then you take that, you print it out, you bring it to a notary, and you get it notarized. You bring it to the county clerk's office or your county registrar, and you get it certified. Now it is a true legal document admissible in any court proceedings. Okay? All right. The other thing is, when they take this UCC application and they generate it for their system, when because they're going to ask you, do you want a email copy or do you want it mailed to you? When you get that other form, they're going to change the secured party's name to all caps. They're going to change the style of the names and stuff like that. So if you're not happy with that and you want the secured party's name to remain as upper lowercase, then you would do a screenshot of this, get this printed out, get it notarized and certified. Now you have this, which is the actual proper style, printed out, notarized, and certified. The other form that they send you, you can do it, you can actually have their office certify it for you. All right? And they will certify it for you and send it to you. Certified. However, if that's not what you're into, that's not what you want or whatever, then that's fine. But again, that the screenshot is important for you to make sure that the style is correct. Then you get the second form, and you can just have that for your records. All right. But again, for this section, you can either do non-UCC filing or you could do transmitting utility. Transmitting utility will have it on the public record. Non-UCC filing will have it in the private. No one will be able to access it. So the transmitting utility is letting them know that there is a the debtor is being used as a transmitting utility. So, for an example, when a person goes into court and says, I'm the secured party in regards to this matter, and I'm here to, basically settle the debt and satisfy all obligations, things like that, on behalf of, the named defendant, / trust. So the name is going to be, the secured party will be using the name and estate as the transmitting utility. The assets from the name, from the estate, will be used by the secured party to discharge or set off any kind of debts. Okay? All right. And so at this point, then you would click File, which is on your bottom left. There it is. You would click that. And then what's going to happen on the screen, we're not going to do that obviously now because we're not going to create an actual we're not going to do an actual filing on this. This is just an example for you to see how it's done. You click that, and then it's going to the screen is going to change, and then it's going to ask you, are you sure that you want to file this? And then once you click that, do not get click crazy. Once you click the second time, the third thing that should pop on the screen is your secured party number. It's going to be a very, very long number. It's going to be in blue. All right? It's going to be in blue. Memorize that number like you memorize your social security number. All right? And then that number, when you put your documents together and stuff like that, you want to put that number on your documents. You want to put that number on your documents, articulating that you are in fact the secured party over that estate, that name and estate. And you have the authority to do what it is that you're doing, which is to discharge the debts on behalf of that estate. All right. And with that, appreciate you people tuning in. It's another video done. Assalamu alaikum to the Muslims. Islam to the Moors. Hotep to the Egyptologists. Namaste to the Hindus. Peace be upon you to the Christians. And good morning to those who are just waking up to this knowledge. Good morning. You're welcome.